A lot of businesses already have thousands of leads sitting inside their CRM that nobody ever calls. So we run a simple test. We let an AI voice agent call 2,800 leads automatically. So instead of hiring appointment setter to manually call the leads, which is typically what you have to do when you have a CRM with a lot of leads, in this case, the AI calls them and qualifies them automatically. Also books the call automatically without manual effort. And the main question you might ask is, okay, but are they going to make any money in the business? So by sticking to the end of the video, that's exactly what you're going to find out. And for context, my name is Ruben Davoli. I spent 5 years operating a coaching business that scaled past $3 million with 15,000 clients. And what I do today is build AI sales systems for coaches and consultants with a focus on AI voice agents, since in my own experience, that's what really moves the needle in a business. So in this video, which is taken from a live masterclass I recently did, you'll see, number one, how the agent worked, and number two, the exact numbers from the experiment, including if any revenue generated, and number three, what we learned from calling 2,800 leads that were dormant in our CRM. So without any further ado, enjoy the video.
Let's move to case study number 4. The AI voice agent, okay, so sales. This is the bread and butter of what I do today, okay? So I've tested a lot of case studies, as you can see. Everything I do today also with my company is mostly about voice agent and all the type of sales related automation, because any business lives because of sales. If you don't make sales, you don't make money. And so with this one specifically, solve one of the biggest pain points in the industry, which is outbound calling. Okay, so if you have a list of who's here have maybe like a list of leads in their CRM with phone numbers. Someone have a list of clients of leads in their business here? Not much. Some? Okay. And so one of the easiest ways, say, I want to grow my business, it's literally call your leads. Like call your leads and see, check with them kind of what they need. And so as a context, in the usual coaching business, we had what's called like the Ascension model. They brought the clients from low to high ticket. So they purchased an introductory course, like $27. They basically gave an overview of what we teach, the strategy, etc. And then a percentage of that upgraded to our high-ticket coaching program with the your question? Or?
Did the leads know that they were speaking to an AI agent?
I'll get in a sec, yes. So this is the model. And so we've done that before with the human appointment setter that basically we're calling the people that purchased the low ticket to basically ask them, if they were interested, I make it short, to basically explore if a live coaching program was of their interest. So the key point here is that AI replaced the soul-crushing job of outbound follow-up by using an appointment setting script that was already proven. Okay, so we did this on in the case study specifically on a list of less than 3,000 leads. And the objective was to contact them and qualify them, which is very important, because you don't want to just book calls and then they're not qualified, they waste people's time. But they qualified them for our high-ticket program without manual calling. Okay, this was the important step. So the problem is that idle leads were not being worked for months, sometimes even years. And we did the manual outbound calling. But it was expensive, slow. I don't know if you ever had to deal with salespeople, but they're different beasts of profession. I mean, without them, a lot of companies wouldn't exist. But especially appointment setters, it's that type where there's a high turnover because literally nobody likes doing the job. Nobody likes calling hundreds of leads a day and without responses, and people maybe F off you, etc. So these are real problems, and the reality is most teams, even big companies, don't have time to follow up properly, systematically at scale. So as a solution, we tested this outbound voice AI agent trained on a proven script. So the agent follows a qualification framework that we tested before. BANT is so identifies, asks for budget, questions, authority, needs, and time. The agent calls on autopilot and books directly when the qualification is complete. And then the human sales rep closes the qualified leads. And then also there was a lot of cases where called the lead, for whatever reason didn't book independently, but the lead got tagged and the sales team got notified so they could follow up manually, but at least in a way that they're sure that the person is interested. So quickly to respond to the question, when the agent called, so in this case study specifically, it didn't auto-disclose there was AI. If the people asked, it was trained to say yes. In terms of disclosure, is a topic of mostly about regulation. Like every country have different rules. And now it's kind of like all new technology is a bit gray area. But there are some countries where you need to disclose, even though it's not super clear how you should disclose because there's a different way you can do it.
What was your experience in terms of people noticing?
Most people didn't realize. Yeah.
They don't know that you're AI.
They don't know. I'm just an avatar.
What language was it in? Like?
English.
Oh, yeah. And was it your own voice? Did you train?
No, actually, so I want you to hear a little bit, and I'm also gonna share like a demo where in a second where actually you can pretend to be the client and you speak to the AI agent exactly the way we train. But very briefly, the process is that, again, proven, appointment set the script. So if I work with any clients, that's the first question, like, do you have a script that works? Because if you don't, this is not the right system for you. Then you train the agent based on the script and the brand tone. So you keep iterating until is the result that you want that reflects your company brand. Then we launch the outbound on the list. And again, the lead was qualified and the call booked up automatically. If it didn't, a human rep follow up. And then, of course, important, human closer closed the actual deal, but that was coming from an AI. And if you go to my website, there's also like a testimonial of my closer talking about how happy he was about talking to clients that were qualified, but AI instead of a human, and tell about the differences. So here we can. The thing is, the sound won't be effective here. But let's do like this. If I get someone, you can download the demo, and let's see if we can play it here. Just a second to give a sense, and then you can do it in your own time.
By the way, the second step you got there, how long did it take before it sounded? Did you have the second step there? Like, reiterated until it sounded?
The agent, how long to train? But the training itself is actually pretty. Like once you have the documentation, it takes like a day to do the first. And I would say what takes time is the iterative process. So you have maybe a week where you test internally within the team, say, okay, what you think about, what you want to fix. Then you test it with real clients. And then that's the part where, okay, you have to be very careful because that part of the training is also if you work with a sales team that already knows also what the type of objections are, you also train on objection. If you don't have a lot of that, every time there's an objection, every time there's something that you don't expect, then you can go back to the agent and fix it. For example, I remember something I didn't like was the way it was ending the calls. Like it was a bit too cold, and so we fixed that. So to set it up is quite quick. It's just the iteration process that depends on basically also how many information you have and how many unexpected things can happen.
Do you think it would make sense to build another voice agent to test one? Because then you can keep the tests running all the time.
You mean to test each other?
Yeah, Then one just tests the actual voice agents and the other is instructed to ask difficult questions, this kind of questions.
Yeah, I never thought about that because, of course, the more layers you put, the more complex. But something that is definitely possible to do is build like a layer of automatic feedback system. Yes, where maybe it doesn't have to be in a voice agent necessarily, but like you get the transcripts of all the calls, and then you have let's say a sales manager agent that scores them, give feedback, and can automatically correct it. Okay. I haven't, to be honest, seen the whole cycle yet. It's something we're working on, want to do, because it's something that clients also ask for. But it's, again, step by step. It just the main thing is that you want to, whatever you're automating, you want to make sure that it's because it's proven, not because you just want to try, especially with the voice. Yeah.
About to get to this, but how was the conversion rate compared to a
Is the next one. If someone was able to scan, and okay, try. Let's see if you guys can hear.
Turn it up, it's on silent.
Okay, try it. Because I'm also using this as a control.
Put it on the mic if you want.
It might be a bit loud.
Let's see without. This is a demo, so it's like usually 50% of performance because it's a shared environment. But let's see.
Sure. Hello, Ruben.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, Ruben. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Emma here from Aaron Corb's team. You previously accessed the volume profile formula. Does that ring a bell?
No, I don't remember.
No worries, Ruben. Maybe you know Aaron Corbs from YouTube. He teaches trading futures using the volume profile method.
Oh,
Does
yeah,
that
yeah.
refresh your memory at all?
Yeah, now I remember.
Awesome. Awesome. Actually, I had a chat with Aaron, and I have a great opportunity in my hands right now, and I'm still selecting a few people for this. Just to make sure, Ruben.
Okay.
Are you currently aiming for more consistent trading? Sweet, Ruben.
I'll stop here.
So I can set you up with...
So in this example is a complete call. Was 7 minutes long. They go through the same process. This was a real recording that ended up being the appointment that then was closed for $1,100. So it's a real one. And again, if you want to try yourself later with the demo, there's all the instruction you can try. In terms of the numbers. So this is a case study in just a 15 days window. We spent about $450 because you need to pay for the credits like 11 Labs and the AI tools that make this happen. Contacted 2,800 leads with a total of 11,400 dials because on average each lead was contacted 4 times. Because the beauty is that you can say to the agent, I want to call this time. That if it doesn't pick up after 1 hour, if it doesn't pick up the day after, whatever you want. So you can set up as many follow-ups you want. We had a total of 542 pickups. Remember, this is a list that wasn't touched for a while. Like none of these were expecting a call. 22 appointments were booked independently by the agent, and then we had some extra with the follow-up from the reps. And we had 2 closed deals in the window for a total of $6,800. So we have the deal of $4,800 and one $2,000, which might not sound a lot, but this is the moment I understood we were into something pretty big. Because if it works on a cold list, imagine what can happen and when people opt in your funnel, and they expect they're warmer. So this is one of the moments I decided, okay, I'm gonna go all in into this because this is gonna be the future. Huh? Yes. Yeah.
Could you cut the cost even more by maybe self-hosting on it like that? Or
Yeah. So this is, and again, with this one we pushed. So this is including 11 Labs credits, and anytime is self-hosted, so we don't pay much of that. What else? I think it was including also the how much the calls cost, like the actual operator, right? So potentially, yes, like, you can, and of course, the cost is more inflated, because if you call a cold list versus a warm list, the warm, it will cost less, or at least the ROI will be even better.
I mean, your case was obviously worth it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking other use cases where,
Yeah,
this
but like, for example, I remember we went through the plan from $99 to where it gives you like a certain amount of credits, and then we went to the highest, was like $330 a month with maximum credits, but there was a time where it was even less. So I prefer to round it for excess than the defect, but it's definitely more cost effective than the hiring human sector. So this is not taken from any study, it's just my observation that I told Gemini to display. In terms of performance, like the way I see the AI agent compared to the human sector is that human sector, like any human, it might start at a higher point, but it's very fluctuating. Like it goes good day, bad days, it get coached, and then something happens in his life, disappears. Like a lot of stuff happen when you have to deal with people. The agent, it might start lower, but the thing I said before, like every time you do an improvement, like it only gets better. Like it can go worse unless you do something bad with the prompt, but it only can get better. So that's something to pay attention. I do think that in the next few years we also get to the point of AI closers, and to the point where people would prefer talking to an AI versus a human for business, because at the end of the day, for a lot of transactions, you don't really care who's on the other side. You just care that your problem is going to be solved. If you have a plane ticket that needs fixing, like how many times maybe you call humans and you waste a lot of time, you talk with people that don't know their stuff, they're not well trained. I prefer talking to an AI that knows everything and is efficient and it's 24/7. So pretty amazing stuff. So summary of this case study is that one interesting KPI is that the response rate from dials before with human was 3.5%. With this case study was 4.7%, which again is not too surprising, because if I tell my team, that we have 20,000 leads in the list, they need to be called every day, it's not going to happen realistically, consistently. They're not going to call the same lead like they should 4, 6, 8, 12 times, whatever it is. With AI, it's not going to argue. So, of course, that number, that's why it's higher. These days in the market, like a human appointment set is, again, about $3,000 a month. An AI, it's roughly 500. It can be less, can be more, depending. It's all relative to the scale you're working. And the cost per book call, typically, for human sector, goes from $50 to $200. By the way, on leads that in most cases you already pay for, like if you're running ads. So this is on top, which is obviously still worth it calling than not calling, right? But here we got a cost down to $20 per booked call. So the key thing is that if you have a script that is already converting, AI can replicate it at scale. If it doesn't, then you need to work on that first. Okay, this is one of the hot. So, any more question about this? I have two more case study, but I know this is the hottest. So,
Your system, was it just 11 labs, or did you combine anything?
No, and so 11 labs. So was everything built on NA10. It was a combination of 11 labs. Our CRM was Go level. Then you have the phone provider like Twilio, whatever. Then the calendar system, which for us was still on Go level, but basically because you have if the agent reaches the end of the call, you say when you want to book, so you need to check, the availability, etc. This is stuff that also there's a lot of, you might have seen online, inbound agent do, which we also do, like a receptionist more. Like there's a lot of agents all for taking bookings for restaurant stuff, which is great. But outbound, it's a different beast. So this is not like I've been now in the market for a while, and there's literally not a lot of people that have been able to do it, or at least to back it up with results. So it's something like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to promote more and more, because I know that for the right company, it can be like a beast. For us, it happened, fortunately, unfortunately, in a moment where we stopped running ads in the company. We already decided that we were closing down, so we didn't have time to test a lot more stuff. Otherwise, I would have pushed a lot more. But now I'm in the process of working with clients that we're implementing on their systems. And so if you follow me, you'll see in the next months there's going to be some, I'm sure, pretty big case studies coming.
Real quick, if you're a business owner and you're already generating leads, but your sales process still relies heavily on manual follow-up, appointment setters, or inconsistent qualification, I want to give you something useful. My team and I built a simple framework called the AI Sales System Audit, which is a one-on-one call where we examine how your leads are handled from the moment they enter in your pipeline, how qualification happens, and we evaluate where AI can actually help you scale. You can apply for free by clicking the link in the description. There's going to be a quick form and then a calendar where you can book a call. And after the audit, usually two things can happen. Number one, we see that you actually can be a good fit and we can help you implement the systems completely done for you. Or number two, maybe you're not ready yet, but we'll give you the exact steps that you need to take in order to be ready in the near future to apply AI sales systems. So either way, it's going to be a very productive use of your time, and I'm looking forward to see you there.